Hello, I am Shivaji Bhaskar, Faculty of Russian at the School of Foreign Languages, IGNOU. I welcome you all to this course, Basics of Russian Communication Skills Part 1. As you know, in our previous modules, we have been discussing about various aspects of the Russian grammar. We have seen various different aspects of nouns, adjectives, verbs, etc. In the previous module, we have discussed about the case where indirect objects are discussed. The case which we talked about in the previous module is known as Dachilni Padesh or dative case. We have discussed about the nouns in singular. We have also discussed about adjectives. Now, in this module, we will discuss about the forms of pronouns. As we know that we have certain forms of pronouns such as personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronoun and demonstrative pronouns. In order to understand in case of dative, let us pay attention to some of the pronouns. So, as we know in personal pronouns, in nominative we have ya, tui, on, ana, mui, vui and ani. The question is kto. Ya means I, ti means you, singular, on means he, ana means she, mui means we, vui means you, plural, and ani, which means they. Now, if we change simple nominative into the dative or dachelni, the question changes into kamu and kakamu. As we know that kamu and kakamu, these are the two basic questions of the dative case, which means to whom and towards who. So, for kamu and kakamu, ya would change into minie and kominie. Likewise, for ti, it would change into chibie, kachibie. On would change into yimu and kanimu. Ana would change into ye, kanye. Mui would change into nam, kanam, and vi would change into vam, kavam. And the last one, ani, would change into im, kanim. So, the question is kamu, nye, kamu, chibie, kamu, yemu, kamu, ye, kamu, nam, kamu, vam, kamu, im. For kakamu, it would change into kominye, kachibie, kanimu, kanye, kanam, kavam and kanim. Whenever we have questions in dative which has personal pronouns in that, then we use these expressions. On padaril minye. So, indirect object. On padaril minye. He gifted to me. Novayu rubashku. On padaril minye. Novayu rubashku. So, he gifted me a new shirt. Likewise, here you can see the relation that all the objects are in indirect manner. And whenever we are using kamu means towards whom, then on padashol ka vrachu. So, he went ahead to the doctor, ka vrachu. So, like this you can also change and use these personal pronouns. We will be having a few more exercises where we will test the personal pronouns in the dative. Now, let us go ahead and pay attention to a few more such important aspects of the dative when we have the question chimu. And you know that since from the beginning when we started discussion about the case system in Russian, we started with nominative where the question is что for inanimate. Likewise, in dative, if anything which is inanimate, the question is chimu. So, for on, the question for chimu, the personal pronoun would change into yamu, kanimu, ana, ye, kanye, ano, kanimu, imu, kanimu and ani, im, kanim. So, likewise, you can also change depending upon the context. In dative case, you can use these personal pronouns. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to the possessive pronouns. After personal pronouns, possessive pronouns indicates that in nominative, if we have question che, whose, so the answer is moi, tvoi, yavo, io, nash, vash, ich. In dative, the same possessive pronoun would change into maemu, twaemu, yivo, io, nashamu, washamu and ik. So, ik remains same, rest of the possessive pronouns changes. So, rest of the possessive pronoun changes except ik, yivo and io. For feminine gender, like the possessive pronouns we have is maya, tvaya, yivo, io, nasha, vasha, ik. So, maya changes into maye, tvaya changes into tvaye, yivo remains yivo, io remains io, nasha changes into nashe, vasha changes into vashe, ik changes into ik. For neuter gender, chio changes into maemu, twaemu, yivo, yivo, io, nashe, nashemu, vashe, vashemu, ik. So, mayo changes into maemu, twayo changes into twaemu, yivo changes into yivo, io changes into io, nashe changes into nashemu, vashe changes into vashemu, ik remains ik. So, yivo, io and ik in all three cases of the possessive pronouns remain same. I hope the concept to you is clear. Now, we will go ahead and pay attention to a few exercises. In the possessive pronoun itself, there is another important expression which is known as swai, means oneself. So, swai changes into swayamu, swaya changes into swaye and swayo also changes into swayamu. For example, Atyets padaril swayamu sinu ruchko. Father gifted his own son a pen. Atyets padaril kamu swayamu sinu ruchko. So, reflexive pronoun in dative case CBA, on сказал CBA, мне надо. So, with this example we have understood the relationship between the dative case as far as swai is concerned. Now, we will discuss about reflexive pronoun in dative case. Reflexive pronoun in dative case we use себе, which means to oneself. Он сказал себе, мне надо читать хорошие книги. He told himself that мне надо читать хорошие книги, that I should read good books. So, according to that, you can also use the expression себе. Now, let's go ahead and pay attention to a few activities. With the help of these exercises, we will be able to understand the concept of the dative case as far as noun, pronouns, etc. are concerned. So, in order to understand it clearly, let's pay attention to the model. Мой знакомый дал. In bracket, we have the personal pronoun я. So, я changes into in dative мне. Мой знакомый дал кому мне словарь русского языка. So, мой знакомый, my known, gave me a dictionary of Russian language. So, here in this case we have seen the usage of dative dal kamu, dal мне, словарь, dictionary of Russian language, genitive. So, here you can see the relation how two different cases are being used in this example. Now, let's pay attention to the second one. Этот студенту нужно делать упражнения по грамматике. Какому студенту нужно делать упражнения по грамматике? Этому студенту нужно делать упражнения по грамматике. So, этот changes into этому because student is a masculine gender noun. Нужно делать упражнения по грамматике. So, this student needs to do exercises on grammar. So like this you can also translate. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to a few more exercises. So number 1 is Babushka рассказывает своя. So it is a feminine gender noun. Внучка changes into своей внучке о своих родителях. Бабушка рассказывает своей внучке о своих родителях. Это, in bracket, старой женщине нельзя ехать на автобусе. Этой старой женщине нельзя ехать на автобусе. Дядя показывает наш, bracket, новому соседу свою комнату. Дядя показывает кому? Нашему новому соседу свою комнату. So, as per the rules of the grammar for dative, we have changed all these important words which you have seen in the brackets, and we have solved the exercise. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to a few more sentences. The fourth one is Этот мальчик всегда помогает кому? Мой changes into моему младшему племяннику. So племянниц means relative. Director film. Director. Now the first one is director фирме. Подарил ее remains ее. Директор фирмы подарил ее молодой племяннице красную ручку. The case that deals with indirect object of a verb addressee of communication is known as dative. So, in other context, we have to understand that indirect objects in a particular case where we have used certain verbs like писать, звонить, объяснить, сказать, etc. The case is also known as дательный падеж or the dative case. Now we will analyze a text in Russian in order to understand the nuances of the dative case. So the title of the text is Мой индийский друг Vinod. Мой индийский друг Vinod means my Indian friend Vinod. We would like to recommend you to pay attention to the highlighted words so that you can understand the usage of expressions of the dative case in a clear manner. I will read the text first in Russian, then we will discuss it with the help of English language. Мой индийский друг Vinod. Мой родной город Калкутта, но сейчас я живу в Дели. Я учусь в университете имени Джавахарлала Неру и живу в общежитии, которое находится в университетском городке. Учусь я в Центре русских исследований на первом курсе и изучаю русский язык и русскую литературу. Наша группа очень дружная, и мы всегда помогаем друг другу. Однажды мой сокурсник и сосед по комнате Vinod заболел. Дней 5 он отсутствовал на занятиях. В это время я и другие наши сокурсники по-всякому помогали нашему больному другу. Вызвали врача, покупали ему лекарства, сообщали ему, что мы делали на уроке. Какой материал мы уже прошли, какие произведения русских писателей и поэтов мы обсуждали и так далее. По вечерам мы звонили родственникам Винода, сообщали его отцу, матери и старшей сестре, как он себя чувствует. Они успокаивали. Студенческая поликлиника находится недалеко. Утром я и Vinod ходили к врачу, потому что в университете врачи принимают больных только утром. Из-за этого я опаздывал на занятия, но преподаватели не сердились на меня. Прошло уже 7 дней. Теперь Vinod совсем здоров. И вся наша группа очень рада. Рады и наши преподаватели. So now we have read the text about Vinod. The title of the text we know is Moinjiski Drug Vinod, which means my Indian friend Vinod. Now we will understand the text with the help of English, and then we will underline some of the expressions of the dative case. Afterwards, we will also see some of the verbs and their conjugations which are widely used in Dachili Padyesh. Please pay attention to the text while I analyze it for you. Moi Radnoi Gorad Calcutta. My native city is Calcutta. Nosichas Yajibu в Delhi. But right now I live in Delhi. Я учусь в университете имени Jawaharlal Nehru. И живу в общежитии. I study in a university named after Jawaharlal Nehru, which means Jawaharlal Nehru University, and I live in a hostel, которое находится в университетском городке, which is situated in the university campus. Учусь я в Центре русских исследований на первом курсе. Учусь я or я учусь, I study in the Center for Russian Studies in the first year. И изучаю русский язык и русскую литературу, and study Russian language and Russian literature. Наша группа очень дружная, и мы всегда помогаем друг другу. Our group is very friendly and we always help each other. Однажды мой сокурсник и сосед по комнате Vinod заболел. Once my classmate and neighbor Vinod fell sick. Дней 5 он отсутствовал на занятиях. For 5 days he was absent in the class. В это время я и другие наши сокурсники по-всякому помогали нашему другу. During this time, I and our classmate, we helped him totally. Вызвали врача, покупали ему лекарства, вы сообщали ему, что мы делали на уроке. We called the doctor, bought him medicines, and informed him that what we did in the class. Какой материал мы уже прошли, какие произведения, so what material we have gone through and what works of the Russian writers. И поэтов мы обсуждали и так далее. And of poets we discussed, etc. По вечерам мы звонили родственникам Винода. In the evenings we called relatives of Vinod. Сообщали его отцу. Informed his father, матери и старшей сестре. His mother and elder sister. Как он себя чувствует? How is he feeling? Они успокаивали. They felt good. Они успокаивали. They calmed down. Студенческая поликлиника находится недалеко. Students' polyclinic is situated not far. Утром я и Vinod ходили к врачу. In the morning, I and Vinod went to the doctor. Потому что в университете врачи принимают больных только утром. Because doctors attend patients only in the morning. Из-за этого я опаздывал на занятия, due to which I got late to my class. Но преподаватели не сердились на меня, but professors, they did not got angry on me. Прошло уже 7 дней, almost 7 days went by. Теперь Vinod совсем здоров. Now Vinod is healthy. Now Vinod is almost healthy. И вся наша группа очень рада. And our entire group is very happy. Рады наши преподаватели. And our professors are also glad. So now we will analyze the text after doing the translation. We have understood about Vinod through this text, that how his friends helped him out when he was not well. What kind of expressions we have learned in this text? Largely they belong to the dative case, but however, in any text of Russian you will also find many expressions which belong to all other cases. So now we will analyze the text and we will see the expressions, we will see the nouns, we will see the pronouns, we will see the adjectives and verb conjugations. So the title of the text is Moi Injiyskiy drug Vinod. Moi is personal pronoun, Injiyskiy drug. So here Injiyskiy has been used as an adjective. Drug is the noun, Vinod is a proper noun. Moi Injiyskiy drug Vinod. Suppose if we want to change the title of the text from Vinod to Gita, so it would be Maya Injiyskaya Podruga Gita, and like this you can also replace it with any other noun of your choice. Moi Radnoi Gorad. So Moi again personal pronoun, Radnoi adjective, Gorad city is Calcutta. Like this you can also use Radnaya Strana, so your native country. Maya Radnaya Strana это India. My native country is, or simply you can use another expression for your motherland is Rodina in Russian. Но сейчас я живу в Delhi. But no means but, сейчас means now or right now. Я живу, I live, from the verb жить, to live, conjugated in the form of я живу где? В Delhi. So we have also seen the usage of verb conjugation of жить as well as the usage of предлог or preposition в Delhi. Я учусь в университете имени Jawaharlal Nehru. Я учусь. So учиться has been conjugated in the form of я учусь. Где? В университете. In the university имени, named after Jawaharlal Nehru. И живу в общежитии and live in a hostel. В общежитии. So общежитие after the usage of предлог в changes into общежитие, которое находится в университетском городке. So общежитие, that is why we have used который in a form of которое, which indicates the gender of the noun общежитие. Okay, now let's go ahead and pay attention to rest of the expressions. Here you can see how we have used the adjective университетский городок into the prepositional университетском городке. Then we have the expression учусь я. However, in Russian we always start with я учусь, but to give it a flavor of spoken Russian we have used учусь я в центре. So I study in the center, в центре русских исследований. Русских исследований is a plural form of русские исследования. Русских исследований на первом курсе, in the first year. И изучаю русский язык. Что я изучаю? Я изучаю русский язык. Где я изучаю русский язык? В центре русских исследований. Где находится центр русских исследований? В университете имени Джавахарлала Неру. Где находится этот университет? Этот университет находится в Дели. So all these sentences which we have done are interlinked to the text. You can also make your own text using the same style and you will find it very interesting. Now let's pay attention to the rest of the sentences. Я изучаю русский язык и русскую литературу. So why we have changed русскую литературу? Because whenever in винительный падеж we have anything of the feminine gender, русская литература, it changes into русскую литературу. Наша группа очень дружная, и мы всегда помогаем друг другу. Наша группа means our group. Очень дружная, it's very friendly. Like this, you can also change that люди нашей страны очень дружнее. So like this, группа changes into дружная группа. Like this, люди, if they are friendly, you can use the expression очень дружные люди, very friendly people. И мы всегда помогаем друг другу. So помогать, here you have the verb which is basically used in the dative case. So, pamagaj kamu, druk changes into drugu, druk drugu. So, to help one another, to help one other. So, that is why this expression is very popular. You can also use it in your day-to-day communication. Помогать друг другу. Однажды мой сокурсник и сосед по комнате Vinod заболел. So, once my classmate and roommate, so classmate we have sakursnik from the word kurs, sakursnik, и сосед and neighbor or mate по комнате, which means roommate. Vinod заболел. Заболеть is the verb to fall sick. In the past form, we have converted into заболел because Vinod masculine gender. If it is Gita, then we would have changed it to Vinod заболела. Дней 5 он отсутствовал. So 5 days он отсутствовал, which means 5 days or for 5 days he was absent на занятиях in the classes. В это время я и другие наши сокурсники по-всякому помогали нашему другу Виноду. So here you can see that сокурсник is in plural form because другие наши сокурсники по-всякому помогали нашему другу Виноду. So here all these expressions which we are using are in the dative. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to the rest of the text. Больной, the expression which we use in Russian means sick. So больной человек, sick man, or больной друг, sick friend. So like this you can also change as you want as per the gender of the noun. Вызвали врача. Вызвать кого? Врача. So врач changes into врача. Покупали кому? Покупали нашему другу лекарства. Покупали means to buy. Ему лекарства. Сообщали кому? To inform whom? Again dative case. Нашему другу сообщали, что мы делали на уроке. Какой материал мы уже прошли, какие произведения русских писателей. И поэтов мы обсуждали и так далее. По вечерам мы звонили родственникам. Here, звонить has been used in a conjugated form for plural in past tense. Мы звонили, we called. Родственникам. So, родственники in plural changes into родственникам. Vinoda. So, the relatives of Vinod. In this case, it is a clear case of genitive case, whereas we have used the verb звонить for dative. Сообщали его отцу. Сообщить, сообщать кому? To inform whom? Его отцу. So, его remains его. Отец changes into отцу. Матери и старшей сестре. Как он себя чувствует? How is he feeling himself? Now let's go ahead and pay attention to the rest of the text. Он успокаивали. Они успокаивали. So they calmed down. Успокаивать means to calm down. Студенческая поликлиника находится недалеко. So from student, the adjective has been changed as per the requirement of the noun поликлиника, which is a feminine gender word, that is why студенческая поликлиника. Находится недалеко is situated not far. Утром я и Vinod ходили к врачу. So again, here we have used the word ходить, which means to go in multiple direction. Towards whom? К врачу. So врач changes into к врачу. Поэтому, потому что в университете врачи принимают больных только утром. Because in university, doctors attend patients only in the morning. Из-за этого, due to this, я опаздывал на занятия. Due to this, I got late in the class. Но преподаватели не сердились на меня. But professors did not got angry on me. Прошло уже 7 дней. 7 days went by. Теперь Vinod совсем здоров. Now we have the expression сейчас, but depending upon the context, we are using the expression теперь. So now Vinod совсем здоров is almost healthy. For masculine gender, we have used the expression zdarov. Had it been a feminine gender word like Gita, it should have been Теперь Gita совсем здорова и вся наша группа очень рада. And our entire group is very happy. Radi nashi преподаватели, and our professors are also glad. So here in this text we have gone through the importance of friendship. We have seen how in the text Mohinji's group Vinod revolves around the life of a student and his classmates who helped him and informed his parents, his relatives about his health. They had gone to the doctor and now he is healthy, everybody is happy. So with the help of all such situation based dialogues, all such text, etc., we understand the nuances of Russian grammar, we understand the nuances of the usage of the pronouns, nouns, adjectives, as well as different other cases which we have learned so far, as well as for particular dative case we have gone through many important verbs like zvanich, pozvanich, объяснять, объяснить, сообщать, сообщить, покупать, купить, etc. So I hope you understood the text very well and you would use all these expressions with your family and friends in order to communicate in Russian easily. Thank you.